Hey everybody, Mark Dawes here. Day 3 of our Restraint Instructors Award course here at Lilleshall. You can see lots of people there doing loads of activity in the background. I'm doing this video because I want to answer a question. And the question I've been asked is this: why do some organisations insist on having a no restraint policy? And it's an interesting question because if there's no need to restrain, it's not a foreseeable activity that staff need to do because there's no risk, then you wouldn't have a policy anyway because it's not something you're likely to do. However, if staff have vulnerable people in their care, children at risk, say in schools, or adults in care homes, etc., and staff are expected to intervene, consistent with the best interest of the service user or child, or indeed to protect staff, then you would have to have a restraint policy. So therefore, let's go back to the question, why do some organisations have a no restraint policy? And the answer is, I think, it's probably because that although they have to restrain, or they should intervene, they don't want staff to do so because they're scared of the liability of staff intervening. The perverse dichotomy, of course, is if they are admitting that they're not going to do something they ought to do, then the company is neglecting to do something by omission, which is a breach of the duty of care owed to service users, to staff, to patients, whoever, by actually not putting this thing in place. And if they're actively encouraging staff not to do something they should do, it's probably not based on any assessment of risk. And if something goes wrong, the organisation is liable. Now, you are aware there are new laws out there. Willful neglect is now a big thing. I've just looked at one press release and it says there are approximately 240 cases of willful neglect likely to happen each year. So my question, or my answer, is this. It's probably a question actually. If an organisation has a no restraint policy when there is a need to restrain, they are probably, highly probably, culpable because they are willfully neglecting the best interest and the duty of care of the children, service users, adults at risk, whatever, and of course staff. And I think that organisation is highly, highly culpable.